Welcome to I Have Something to Talk About.
I'm Brooklyn.
I'm Tatiana.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, coming back. I'm super duper excited, honestly.
Me too.
So, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
I do have something to talk about.
Awesome.
I am super excited. Okay. I'm trying to think about how I should best present this. I'm just going to get right into it and we're going to make sense as we go.
Just jump in.
Okay?
Both feet. Let's
both
go.
Feet. I'm diving in, baby. I'm jumping. That's a shark, baby. That's for all of you BuzzFeed people out there. It's my favorite quote. Anyways.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Do you ever find, okay? So first of all, I get intense emotional attachments to TV shows.
Okay.
Okay? Which is why I don't watch very many of them. Okay? So I find this conundrum happening to me quite often where I will develop an emotional attachment to a show.
Okay.
And then somewhere along the line while I'm watching that show, something will happen. Either I will be having like a specific ADHD snack that I am fixated on at that point in time, or I will, it usually comes back to the fact that I like for sure have some kind of problem.
Rampant ADHD.
Rampant ADHD that's just gone undiagnosed for years and years and years. So it's either like a snack that I'm fixated on. As one does. Or like a hobby that I do, because again, I can't just watch TV. I have to be like watching TV and doing something, because the thought of sitting down and watching TV just by staring at the TV, like who does that? I could never.
Who is she?
She could never. I'm incapable.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, it's a long way to get to the question here.
Got it.
Do you ever find that terrible. Okay, I'm watching a TV show with my husband. It's fantastic. I didn't think that I would like it at the start, so I picked something to do while I was watching it, so that in case I got bored, I would have something to occupy my time. That way we're still spending quality time together, kind of. But I'm not bored.
Okay.
Okay? This time I picked crocheting.
Okay.
I started crocheting a blanket while we were watching this TV show. Okay? So I have stumbled upon the fun conundrum of I can't watch the TV show without him.
Without Brett?
I can't watch the TV show without Brett, because that would be rude. You can't.
Okay.
Go,
yeah.
I couldn't go episodes ahead of him. That's divorce.
Okay.
That is grounds for divorce in his mind.
Okay.
However, now every single time I work on this blanket, I'm filled with like this like feeling in my chest of being like, I really want to watch that TV show, because I've made the emotional attachment between crocheting that specific blanket and watching this TV show that I'm like super stuck on.
Okay.
That I'm like, I really want to finish it. I really want to finish it. I really want to finish it. Now, the other part of this mystery is that my husband, who like, I'm not a therapist. I can't dive into what his issues are. The boy has a hard time finishing TV shows. I think it's a closure thing. Okay. He never finishes a TV show. Like, ever.
Even one that you both are watching together.
Dude, we have tried to finish Teen Wolf I'm not joking you, we've tried to finish Teen Wolf season 6 about 5 times. And every single time I say we're finishing Teen Wolf, okay, that show finished 4 years ago, I think. Maybe not. Don't quote me. Not sure. But
Tatiana.
but like, I love that show. I watched that show before he watched that show.
Then watch it without him.
Introduced
Finish
the show to him.
him.
Okay, so I'm going to. However, I just feel so bad because he's such a baby about it. He kind of gets a little bit wild
How
about
can
it.
he be a baby about it if
Fine.
he's not going to watch the show? If
Yeah.
he's not going to be the one to finish it with you?
So,
Screw that.
yeah. So he literally, every single time we try to finish it, I'm like, we're going to finish season 6. And he's like, it's been so long since we've tried. Can we start from season 1 again? And I'm like, so we're going to watch 6 seasons of TV. And of course we both get burnt out because that's a lot of TV to get through.
A lot of TV.
Okay?
Just look up like the Coles notes quick.
Yeah.
And just be like, okay, this is what happened last season.
Also, like, for sure, to be fair, we have watched seasons 1 through 5 at least 5 times.
Yeah. Like, I think you
We
guys
don't
have
need
it
to
unlocked by
continue
now.
revisiting this, okay? We
Just
can
let's-
just move on.
Let's move on
Okay.
to season 6.
So that, like, it bothers me because now I'm working on this stupid blanket. And every single time I work on it, I'm like, Mother, I crave violence. I would like to watch another episode of this. Because, like, he had days off. And I was like, as soon as we put our kid to bed, we should for sure watch that TV show. And he's like, I don't really feel like it. And I'm like,
then he's made his choice.
I literally was like, has this show not captured your body, mind, and soul like it has with me? Because I am invested.
Okay, this is my professional opinion.
Tell me.
Watch it without him.
Sum that up real quick.
Yeah. Get out your blanket, sit on the couch, dim the lights, and turn on your TV show and finish that. Yeah. Finish the fucking season. Screw him. So often do I just watch TV shows without Chuck. I won't watch a TV show that we've started together without him.
Right, we started this TV show together.
Yeah, but
he's impossible.
He's proven that
he's not trustworthy.
He's proven that he can't be trusted to finish this one. Yeah. So I say you've given him how many? 5. You've given him 5 tries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, especially with Teen Wolf. Yeah, for sure.
We're at the point now where it's like
that episode, and they're also coming back. Okay, so that's a whole nother thing. Oh my gosh.
I don't watch Teen Wolf, so I can't.
You should. First of all, you should. Just for Dylan O'Brien alone. Ladies, am I right? Also, boys, am I right? Anybody. Like, Dylan O'Brien is a sexual...
Am I right?
Anything. Like, I love him so much.
Yeah. Don't know who that is, but go off.
Oh my god. Listen, that's a different episode. I have a whole episode planned out of, like, pop cultural references that go over your head. Of movies that you've never seen that are classics. Over your head. Specifically. And I'm just like, what? I was very sheltered as a child. Why don't you know this? What's wrong with you? That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, we could get deep into that.
So, like, yeah, definitely with Teen Wolf, I just need to finish it without him. But this new show, I'm sure you've seen it all over TikTok, but maybe not, because you're not an anime girl.
No.
So, like, you're not on anime TikTok, but it is,
the last
like,
anime
trending huge.
Sorry, let me just...
No, it's fine.
Side rail. The last anime I watched was Sailor Moon, and I think I was 10. So, or
Sailor
like
Moon
13.
is high-key lit.
Loved it.
My nana thought that Sailor Moon was for sure devil worship, so I was not allowed to watch it as a child.
Definitely devil.
It definitely is devil worship.
Definitely.
Just, like, cross yourself real quick. Not good for the church. So... I don't know. Anyways, this new show that we're watching, and anybody out there who watches it too is gonna you're gonna hear this and you're gonna gasp that he's stopping me from binging this all in one night. Okay, we're watching Arcane, which is the anime that they just made. It's
cue the gasp.
It's like based off of. I don't want to say this wrong because if there are any weebs watching, I'm gonna get made fun of.
Just do it.
But I think it's based off of League of Legends. And it's really good. The animation style is like nothing that I've ever experienced before for myself because I'm a pretty new anime person. So I've never experienced an animation style like this before. And like the story is really like gritty and compelling. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so into it. And the acting is phenomenal. And I'm just like, it's so good.
Here's where I feel like you're going wrong. Is you're expecting him to enjoy this with you when... He's proven that he's not.
Okay, no, but he loves it. He does like it, but not as much as I do. But, okay, so this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm ramping up to.
Okay.
As somebody who probably... I always am, like, so cautious about saying that I have ADHD. I don't have a diagnosis, okay? That is a home diagnosis. For the rest of this podcast, anytime that I say that I have ADHD... I don't have a diagnosis. It is a at-home diagnosis. My therapist, who is not legally allowed to diagnose me, has told me that I have ADHD tendencies. That's as close as we're going to get because I'm not putting in the time and effort to get that hard diagnosis. No, thank you. I'm good enough with the way it is. So anyways, I get hyperfixated on shit. He does not have ADHD. He doesn't get hyperfixated on shit. So he can enjoy stuff a normal amount.
But, like, why do you need to do it with him?
I like doing stuff with him. I do so much stuff without him. Like, I do so much stuff without him. Like, our circles of, like, where we cross over of what we like is so small that when we do, like, I'm not joking you, it takes us forever to find a TV show that we both want to watch. Like, recently we said that we were going to start watching more TV together again because we, like, took a big break. All of 2021 almost. The last TV show that we watched together and enjoyed was The Witcher. That came out in 2020.
Didn't watch that either.
Consider my pearls clutched. What the fuck is wrong with you?
We will watch
what kind of shows do you guys watch together? Probably dumb ones.
Probably dumb ones. Definitely.
What do you watch?
Grey's Anatomy.
Okay,
but like
season 18.
I started watching it without him. Yeah. And like, and his mom watches it. So he kind of grew up seeing, like, catching little bits of episodes, right? So he kind of had an idea of what was happening in, like, he never was like a hardcore, like, gotta watch every episode. Yeah. I went through, like, hit the mic again.
Don't hit the mic.
Oh my God. I went through phases after I had my kids that when I was home alone, oh my God, you know, Home Alone just had kids, and I was like, well, no better time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and breastfeed,
right? So, and then I'd be like breastfeeding on the couch and just be bawling, and he'd come home and be like, "Who died?" And I'm like, "Fuck Shonda."
Like, yeah, like seriously, Shonda Rhimes just absolutely wrecking my shit.
wrecking my hormones.
God, so unnecessary.
I will start episodes of shows, or I'll start seasons, and I will watch them by myself when I'm at home with the boys or whatever. And well, it was more when they were younger, because now they want to watch the TV all the time.
Of course.
But and then we watch a different shows later together. Like, I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine without him. I watched How I Met Your Mother without him. I watched Modern Family without him. Like, I've watched all these ones by myself. Like, we watched Friends together. But
like, we do that too, but it's just so hard to find shows that we both like.
But if you're that excited about it, if you're that, like, rip roaring ready, I say go. And if he's not ready to follow along with you,
he's also like super stubborn. So if I start a show, like, so we both, it's so funny how this came to be too, because so often we have shows that we both see on our Netflix, because we have 2 different Netflix accounts. We don't share one. Because we both like to watch different stuff.
Not like accounts, but like
no, like profiles. Sorry, we have different profiles. So like, I'll be going through my profile, and then he'll come downstairs and he'll be like, "Hey, can I like just check my Netflix and stuff?" I'm like, "Sure, go ahead." And so I'll see that there's stuff on my list that's on his list, and I'm like, "Oh, we're both interested in this. Would you like to watch it together?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay, but why is it on your list then if you don't want to watch it?" And he's like,
"Yeah, that's us. Maybe you added it to his list."
Maybe. Who knows?
You like were going through it and you're like, "Oh man, this looks great. Add to my list." And then you're going through it on the other account, the other profile, and you're like, "Oh my God, this looks great. Add it to my list."
Yeah, for sure. I thought I already did that, but maybe not. I don't know. He's just such a weird TV watcher. And then if I do start watching something without him, like, so sometimes I like test shows, and if I think it's fantastic, I'm like, "You should watch this," because that's worked in the past. I started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine without him. I started watching New Girl without him. He loves those shows now. Like, those are our staples. If we want like comfort TV to put on in the background while we got like nothing else going on, it's like those 2 shows.
While you sit on your phone, 6 feet beside each other,
for sure. Oh my God, yes. Like every other normal person. But like, so I was trying out Schitt's Creek the other day, because I was like, "Oh, I really have heard amazing things about this. Like, his brother loves it, and he's been telling me to watch it for forever." So I was like, "I'm gonna try it and see if I like it." And I accidentally watched the whole first season because it's fantastic. Yeah. I just like blew through it. So I said to him, I was like, "Hey, I'll watch it with you again." And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, but it's this vibe. Like, it's like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like, not like a cop thing, obviously, but like, it's the same vibe. It's like 20-minute episodes. He did the same thing with The Good Place too. I started watching The Good Place, and I was like, The Good Place is really good. And he was like, "I'm not watching that." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "You watched it without me." And I'm like, "Boy, I start shows without you nonstop. Yeah. I have a fantastic taste in TV. I know what you're gonna like." Yeah. But I don't know. He drives me crazy.
Heed my recommendation.
I'm gonna go home tonight because he's working night shift, and I'm just gonna blow through the rest of it. And he'll be like, "Excuse me, why do all these episodes show up as watched?" And I'll be like, "Cause I watched them."
It's so weird.
It's so weird. Oh my God. And then I have to pretend to be surprised when I watch it again with him, and be like, "Oh my gosh, can you believe that happened?
Oh my God, who expected it?"
I know.
We watched The Crown together, but
was it good? That's on my list. The Crown. I haven't watched it.
It's very like,
is it slow? Because I need like fast paced.
It is slow. It is slow in the beginning. It's slow. Unless you're like so interested in it, you know, like it's such like a history thing, you know, it's not like a great story, right?
Like, is it pretty historically accurate?
Well, I just feel like it's very like history. Like, you have to be interested in the royals to kind of like
and see, I like couldn't care about literally anything less.
Yeah. Then I feel like you'd find it like really slow to get into. Like, it is interesting. Like, I think you see a lot of things. But there's so much of it I'm just like, okay, but how factual is that? Like, I understand you're trying to like make it more of a story, because there's so many things you're just guessing on.
Because at the end of the day, these are just like regular people. Like they can't. Yeah, their lives can't be drama 10,000% of the time.
Yeah, and there's no way you would know those, certain things, whatever.
For sure.
But like, I felt like it was very like.
Or that the royal family would want you to make a TV show about that specific drama. I'm sure not.
Yeah. Right. And we stopped watching it. We didn't finish it.
No. We literally do that all the time. Where like if a show doesn't. So again, I have ADHD, and if a show does not capture my attention from start to finish, I'm like.
Yeah, well, we started watching SWAT and SEAL Team.
Oh, yes.
And I am at the point now where I'm done watching them. Like, they're still recording and stuff. And I'm just like, Chuck's like, oh, well, we have so many recorded. Do you want to watch them? And I'm like, no, I don't.
But, like, sometimes shows get like that. Like, okay, so, for example, I find that a lot of cop or criminal shows, it's like, same shit, different pile every episode. Yeah. Okay, so listen, when they put Criminal Minds on Disney Plus, I was like, I am going to blow through all 11 or 14 or whatever, how many seasons there are. I think it's 14 or something like that. And I made it successfully through 3 of them before I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Spencer Reid is going to do something like this. Yeah. And Prentice is going to do something like this. And they're going to have to go and find this crazy rapist, serial killer, murderer. What's like, there's
it's not Hotch.
Hotch is the one who's in it. He's like the guy.
Yeah.
Well, there's more than one guy.
Oh my God.
Hotch is like the head guy of their team, and then there's like Morgan and Spencer, and then there's a whole bunch of girls too.
Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan
he's the badass.
Yeah, the hot boy.
Yeah, he's in SWAT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Love him.
Shamar Moore.
Yeah, love him.
He's gorgeous.
Love him.
I can watch him all day.
He's got this thing that goes on in SWAT Team with his goatee. It goes down, and then right at the ends here, it peaks up.
Like, why would they do that to him?
Yeah, it like not always, sometimes. But it's like this shapely, and then they've just got this weird little line. It's not a chin strap because it doesn't go all the way.
Like, just with like entertainment that's like super intentional.
Yeah, it just like peeks out, and I'm like,
that's something that I've learned more and more. Like my cousin works on a lot of different movie sets. Not movies, TV. She works in a lot of different TV. She worked on The Arrow for like 3 or 4 years. She works for Superman and Lois right now. And she like works in costume. And that is one thing that I have like learned through talking to her is like literally, first of all, I don't want to spill tea that's not mine to spill. Because I don't know how much of what she tells me is like stuff that she probably shouldn't tell me.
Okay.
I definitely think that there has been some stuff that includes the people that she works with as like actors and actresses that I have found out. I feel so special. I like found out before it like goes on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I already knew that. Oh my God. I have connections.
Yeah, you do.
Also, she works with somebody who was on Teen Wolf. And
obsessed.
I am obsessed. Like, he's not one of like the big guys. Well, he was like in the first 4 seasons, but he's fantastic. And she's like, I always love to hear if my people that I like love are nice people or not. Yeah. And she's like, oh, he's fantastic. Oh, he's amazing. He's so kind. And I'm like, oh,
that totally changes things. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, because if you hear that somebody's shitty, I'm like, oh, fuck, you're ruining it, man.
Yeah.
It's not hard to be a nice person.
Do that. Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
Going back to so you were talking about like the blanket, and it makes you want to watch that show. Yes. One, I have a question. Is it like, what's the blanket? It's
just blanket.
Like, what do you mean? Like, is it a blanket for? Yeah.
No, I'm just crocheting a blanket.
A temperature blanket.
No,
like, is it?
I
want to do a temperature blanket.
With a temperature blanket.
That's the one where you take like
different color
average temperature, and then you like make this giant blanket. And I've seen one where it was like you do every hour of the day, so each line is an entire like day of like 12 different changes. So you do like each hour. My ADHD literally could never let me finish that, but I would start it.
I would start the
shit out of that.
No, I see the temperature blankets where it's like every like row is the average temperature of that day.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I like the mood blankets too.
Oh,
where, like, people take their moods and then they have them.
I have tried mood trackers and stuff like that. I even bullet journaling or journaling of any kind. I can start for a little while. Cannot keep it going at all.
So here's the thing. I learned a little while ago that like the more I try to box myself in, the more my little internal gremlin is like, I'm going to put my fist through the drywall. You try to box me in, I'm gonna punch my way out, baby. So I just don't do it anymore. I'm like, just like bullet journal for when it suits you.
Yeah.
And if I don't need it, then I don't use it.
Yeah.
And I like make it as accessible as possible. Where I'm like, today I'm bullet journaling on my phone because that's what I have available to me. Like, I don't know, because you and I have talked about how like a lot of times perfectionism like goes hand in hand with ADHD, and it's like debilitating because your ADHD wants you to do it, but you have to do it perfectly.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it perfectly, then you're not going to do it at all. But I have to start, right?
Yeah.
It's like this horrible like back and forth of like never getting anything done because I have to do it perfect. And so what I did was like a little shout out to one of my favorite podcasts is Hannahlyze This with Hannah Hart, and they did.
I know who Hannah Hart is.
I know you do. They did a 10-episode like special, going through like a huge booklet of perfectionism and like, of what perfectionism is and like how debilitating it can be, and like a lot of like validation and a lot of working through what different aspects of perfectionism mean. And like I listened to the entire, like literally each episode was an hour, so it was 10 hours of just learning about perfectionism. And it was like, at the moment I didn't think that it did much for me, but now moving forward in my life I can see how I've taken those things and moved forward. Yeah. So like doing the bullet journaling but not sticking with it doesn't bother me anymore, or starting a project and being like, I'll get to that someday. It's not me anymore. Just let that slide off, man. Don't worry about that, because again, the little gremlin inside of me, the more I'm like, because I do it a lot with like writing and reading goals, where I'm like, I'm gonna write this many words per day for the entire year, and the minute I say that, my little brain is just like, how about you don't write anything for a month? How does that fit into your plans? And I'm like, listen, we could work together. We could like find a happy medium. We don't have to do this. Or like if I say like, okay. So, like, usually with writing goals, it's me forcing myself to write. And with reading goals, it's me forcing myself to calm down. Because I'm like, oh, I can read a 200,000 word fan fiction in one day. That's healthy and normal. Just for people who don't read fan fiction, that's a lot of words. Like, just for a frame of reference, like Harry Potter...
I don't even need to read fan fiction and know that that's a lot of words.
It's a lot of words. Like, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is 168,000. And sometimes there have been days where I have crushed 200,000 word fan fictions in, like, a day and a half. And Brett's like, did you sleep? And I'm like,
what is sleep?
We don't know her. So, like, usually I have to set reading goals so that I don't surpass them. Because I will get lost. And Brett won't see me for days. And we live in the same house. And he's like, where have you been? And I'm like, I've been hiding in the office under a blanket reading. And I'm like, have you fed Amelia?
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. It doesn't get that bad. But I mean, sometimes it does. It definitely happens with my food. I usually make sure that she has food. But Brett's like, when's the last time you've eaten?
It's just you're reading and then like making children food. You're like, she'll snack on this.
And because it's fan fiction, I can read on my phone, which means I literally can never escape it. There is no, in this world that we live in now, there is no time where it's inappropriate to be on your phone. Yeah. And so I could literally be like on my phone and somebody's like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking Instagram. I'm reading. Which, like, when did it become more socially acceptable to be on social media than it was to be like sneaky reading wherever you go? I sneaky read everywhere. Brett and I have a no phone in the car rule. I am not allowed to go on my phone in the car, or else I will get sucked into a book and I will not talk to him for the entire car ride. And then he will be like, hello.
I can't read while I'm driving.
Well, I mean, no one should.
I do not.
Eyes on the roads, kids.
I do not read while I'm driving. I cannot read in the passenger seat. It makes me sick. I get car sick.
I can't read a book. I can't read a book.
On your phone, though.
Read on my phone, no problem.
Really?
So weird. And I didn't used to
scroll social media.
Yeah.
So I probably could read.
Probably could read a book.
I get car sick. Like
Me too.
If I turn around, like if I'm in the passenger seat and I turn around to give the boy something, or I'm like trying to get something off the floor, I'll look back and I'll just be like,
oh my god, I know, right? And so like for the longest time, my mom and dad thought that, because it like started when I was fairly young, like when I was 15. I used to be so good. I used to be like we're gonna drive to Grand Prairie. I can like absolutely crush an entire book on the way up there, and no problem.
I just
like
sleep the
no
whole
looking up either. I would literally read. And then I used to have book lights. My dad wouldn't let me have the light on in the car.
That's
so
illegal.
Have a book light.
It's not.
I also did not realize that it wasn't illegal until I was a grown-ass adult. I mentioned that to Brett one day. He turned the light on, and I'm like, oh man, you should turn that off. That's illegal. And he's like, the fuck you talking about? And I'm like...
It's not.
I'm 19. And I didn't know that.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and my mom and dad used to always be like, oh, you're just being dramatic. Because I'd be like, can I please sit in the front seat? And they would be like, you are not sitting in the front seat. I am an adult. I'm not sitting in the back seat. And I'd be like, okay, well, you're gonna be wearing my puke later, friend. So we'll see who's sitting in the back seat then.
I would just be like, I'd always just like rest my head against the window where the cold on it.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was the best childhood memories of being like, thing. Just be like,
just something.
Oh my god, help! Yeah, Vaughn was even worse than I was.
Oh my
god,
god,
he would puke every single time he got into a vehicle. Like he was really bad.
That's rough.
Yeah,
I wonder what that is. Like an inner ear thing,
maybe.
Or I don't know. But like, oh my god,
we actually have a family history of Meniere's disease. I guess my mom was just telling me. So like that's an ear.
An inner ear thing or something?
An ear thing. So yeah, Vaughn, terrible in the car. Me, terrible in the car. Actually, it's getting worse as I get older. Yeah. Like, I used to just sleep in the car all the time. Like, that was the thing. If we were going anywhere... Oh, fuck yeah.
I can't sleep in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
yeah.
Cannot.
Yep.
No, because so it's like this fun little oversect of, like, me getting horrible, horrible car sickness. Even if I do go on my phone for too long. Like, if I go on my phone for too long, I will get car sick. For sure. Mm-hmm. I have to keep my eyes on the horizon pretty frequently. But if I fall asleep, every single time, like, Brett hits the rumble strips, like, gasp awake.
On purpose?
No.
He's just
No. Like, he won't hit the rumble strips on purpose. But, like, if we're driving and he, like, has to grab something and he, like, even if he just jerks a little, he doesn't even have to hit the rumble strips. Even if he just jerks a little, I'm like... And I, like, wake up, and he's like, oh, my God. And I, like, immediately am in panic mode. So I just don't sleep in the car anymore because I panic all the time. I can't remember the last time I slept in a vehicle and, like, felt like I was like, oh, that was refreshing. Like a nice little nap. I wake up and I'm like, I'm going to have an anxiety attack. That was the least relaxing
We're in the ditch.
We're for sure going to die. So I just don't sleep in the car anymore. What's the point? If the point of sleeping is relaxation, if I am waking up anxious, no thank you.
I try not to because it's boring for him. Because then when he's driving, and I'm just like,
passenger.
You know, like
and I do snore. So like, how
just
annoying.
Me totally freaking out.
Just me.
But like, and if I'm driving, and if it's a long drive or it's late or whatever, he'll be in the and he'll just be nodding.
Oh my god.
And then he'll be like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." I'm like, "You can like lean your head back," and he's like, "I'm good." And like the most violent head drops ever. I'm like,
oh my god, that cannot feel good.
That can't feel good.
No,
like
no.
he'll do the where he drops and then catches himself and be like, "You good?"
No,
yeah, and I'm like
yeah,
and every time he drops, he's like, "You good?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine.
I'm for sure.
Fine. I'm totally fine. You, sir, are gonna break your neck.
Definitely not fine over there.
Yeah,
you look very tired. See, Brett's the exact opposite. Okay, so here's the conundrum with my husband is because of the way that I am and the way that he is, just like as people, I am very outwardly talkative. Okay, but then when I'm like recharging my battery, I like literally couldn't talk for days. Like I would not talk for days if I had the choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Whereas he is a lot quieter in public, doesn't like being part of conversations with more than a couple people. But when he's recharging his battery, he likes to talk to me.
That's exactly.
So it doesn't work because like we'll be driving in the car and I'm like, this is quiet time. We're gonna listen to some music. It's going to be so chill. Yeah. And then he's like, blah, 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 blah. Did you know about this? And oh my gosh, like, let me tell you about trains. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, that's an inside joke for anybody who watches this podcast. Brett, I'm sorry for dragging you, but like, dude, the train talk. The train talk. I don't know what you're talking about, my guy. He's been working there for 4 years. I still have no clue.
Yeah.
I've got no clue. He's like, we had to do this and this and this. And I'm like,
okay.
That's what I know about trains. What? I don't get it.
But it's the same with Chuck. If he is out in public and like if we've been in like a grocery line, like I will talk to people in the grocery line. I will talk to people in the grocery line.
I have not reached that mom status yet. Please, somebody talk to me. Anybody other than my children. I will talk to anybody.
He'll be actually in public and while I'm speaking, he'll be like, stop talking. He'll be like,
out the corner of his mouth, please stop talking to that stranger.
And I'm like,
my god! Oh my god. The funny thing is, I can see him doing it, and that makes it funnier,
right? Like he totally does.
But like you can tell that he's uncomfortable. That's why he's saying it.
Exactly.
He's like so uncomfortable. He's like
exactly. I'm just like blah 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 blah, and he's like.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I know it's too much. And then at bedtime, like me, when I go to bed, I am like, and once the boys are in bed, I don't want to talk again. Do not talk to me from bedtime till the next morning.
Yeah,
like at least noon the next morning.
It's so quiet time, right? It's we're so far into quiet time right now that like you don't even know.
We are deep talk now, like deep. Like deep cover. Like I don't know how deep we can get, but
I don't know.
Deep.
How many more times are you gonna say deep?
So many.
So many more times.
We'll have a deep counter.
Can you continue, please?
If I remember where that train of thought was going.
Oh my
okay.
god.
Okay, so I'll be laying in bed and enjoying the blissful, like, quiet, no children, trying to nod off, and Chuck will come in, flip on the bathroom light, and be like, blah, 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 blah.
Triggered.
I haven't talked to you all day. Do you want to talk?
No, I don't want to talk to you.
No, I don't want to talk.
And then you hurt their feelings where you're like, no, I don't want to talk to you. And they're like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you all day. And I'm like, oh, like, listen, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah. Really, it is.
It really is. Like, really I just need silence, my friends.
So much. Also, I'm so overplayed. Like, it's too much.
I'm so sick of talking.
Too much.
Get down off of that. Stop touching that. Don't go on the table. Get your feet off the table. Oh my gosh, don't put that in your mouth. I'm so fucking tired of talking. I'm so tired of talking.
Yeah.
And then the
last thing I want to talk about is what my grandparents are doing today. Like he'll come in and he'll be like, what'd your dad do today? What'd your mom do today?
I don't know. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't have to.
Your grandparents do today. Have you heard anything about your brother lately? What about this? And I'm like, I know nothing. Please stop talking to me.
Like, oh my gosh, that's why I started adopting that phrase. I'm just a sweet little dum dum.
Yeah.
That is literally like, okay, so I don't know how much you've heard me say that, but it's a common phrase that I use with Brett because it's like it's morphed into like his it's like a sign for him almost at this point. I can't think of the correct word. That's not it. But like
signal.
It started out as just a joke. And then once I explained to him that I only said that when I feel like I literally just needed him to leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
So now he like knows.
Yeah.
So he'll like ask me those kind of questions. Be like, "What was your mom up to today? What was your dad? Oh, have you talked to your brother lately?" He does the same thing where he like just wants to know everything, and I'm like, I'll just go, "Hey, bud, I'm just a sweet little dum dum. Do I look like I know anything?" To the point where if like I'm a substitute teacher, so like if I go into a classroom and the kids are overwhelming me with questions, it's the first thing that pops out of my mouth, and they know now too. Like if they ask me, like I'll be sitting at my table, and I literally just did this yesterday when I was at school. I had a student who was like asking me question after question after question after question about the assignment, and I was like literally trying to read the assignment so I could answer their question as best I could because I didn't make it, and I've never seen it before. So like
give me a
minute to catch up. I literally looked at them and I'm like, do you think I just know this stuff?
Yeah.
Like I'm teaching chemistry. I'm an English teacher. Can you let me read the question?
Yeah.
And maybe a couple pages of the textbook so I can help you, friend?
Yeah.
Or would you just like some backwater, like, I don't know, E = MC squared. Try that on for size. That's physics.
I was just gonna say, is that chemistry?
No, it's not chemistry. It's physics. I literally said to the student, I was like, look at my face right now. And they like looked at me and I'm like, do I look like I know anything? And they were like, you should, you're a teacher. And I'm like, C's get degrees. Also, you don't have to be smart to be a teacher.
Brain empty.
And they were like, literally, this kid was like, you're serving me a lot of attitude right now. And I'm like, you're serving me a lot of problems and no solutions. We need to work together.
We're not working.
We are not working together.
Oh my God.
We do not see each other.
I don't know what that is.
That hurts my feelings.
What is it?
It's a TikTok audio where it's like, we see each other. No? I'll find it and then I'll send it to you and you'll understand. It's good.
That TikTok you sent me earlier, I also haven't seen it yet. I remember listening to the voice audio that you sent me, and then I got distracted with bedtime.
Alright, fine. That's literally why I sent you the voice audio. Because I was like, that's going to get lost in bedtime.
I'm a sweet little dum-dum.
Yeah, also.
So the first one was about the blanket and how, what type of blanket it was. I wanted to know more. The second one was you said that a specific snack makes you want to watch, like, sometimes a snack.
Sure.
Like, so you have that one snack that you're attached to?
Yeah, because, like...
still like how long have you been... What specific snack? And, like, is it only referenced to a specific show?
Oh, no.
Or multiple shows?
I, like, hardcore reference specifically air-popped popcorn. Like, not, like, microwave popcorn. Like, air-popped popcorn with, like, watching TV at night by myself. Specifically by myself.
Okay.
If Brett wants to watch TV with me...
You can't eat popcorn?
No, we'll eat popcorn, but he has to ask for it. I will not make it.
Oh.
Like, I will not intrinsically just be like, I want to make popcorn. Because I don't even think about the craving. Because I know that we're going to watch TV together. It doesn't even occur to me. But if he's like, TV... can we have some popcorn? I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll make popcorn. I like popcorn. I'll eat popcorn. But I won't be like, I like get the taste in my mouth when I know I'm going to watch TV by myself. Where I'm like, I'm watching TV by myself tonight. I'm going to make popcorn and I can like taste it before I'm even making it. And also, like, I don't know, like, don't you get ADHD snacks? It's too much work to have the ingredients, to have everything in my house all at the same time. So I just, like, pick a snack of what I'm craving and stick with that for, like, a month.
No.
And then I always have the stuff for that snack in my house for a month, and then I'll switch it up. Or do you just always have snacks?
No.
Or do you just never have snacks and you're never happy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of it. Like,
that's a lot of sadness.
Like, Chuck loves chips.
Yes.
He eats chips like a maniac. So we always have chips in the house, but they're not, like, I don't want to eat a bowl of salt and vinegar chips.
No, your mouth would hurt.
Right? Yeah. And I have issues with my tongue anyways. Like, that geographic tongue shit that goes on.
You got tongue issues.
Right? I know. So, can't just, eat some salt and vinegar.
No, it's fine.
No,
it's got a lid on it. I'm a grown-up. Oh my god.
Anyways, so I can't just eat that. And then he likes the sweet chili heat. So I enjoy like 2 sweet chili heats, and I'm like, that's
I'm good for
that's good. That's more than enough. All dress hurt my tongue. Ketchup hurt my tongue. Love them, so I will eat them. But then they hurt my tongue.
Right.
So for a lot of it, I just don't have snacks. You know,
like, do you eat like I was gonna say grapes, but that's really specific. But like, do you like snack on fruit? What do you eat?
No, apples hurt my tongue too. Like if I'm,
you deserve a bubble. You belong in one.
Like when we're watching TV, like sometimes I'll have a snack, but there's not a specific snack that I'll choose to have.
Dude, I'm a like you don't earn a physique like this without being a snacky hoe.
You don't think that
I don't know how. How are you not? Your snackies.
I eat everything else. Like, okay, so 3 nights ago, whatever it was, Chuck, he brought me home that Smart Cheddar Pop popcorn.
Oh my gosh.
And I will fixate on it for sure.
Yeah.
But it doesn't last for not a month. I could never fixate it on it for a month for sure. Like, it's like a couple of times.
Oh my god,
I'm
like my dude.
Like right now I'm in it. Like, I'm in the cheddar Smart Pop popcorn. Like, the first night that he brought it home, whatever, 3 days ago or whatever it was, I ate the entire family size bag that night. Ooh. The entire one.
Oh no.
The entire one. This is why I do that. I eat the entire thing, and then afterwards I'm like, you know what? I'm actually not loving it anymore because
you overdid it.
So
yeah, like, you need to stretch out your overdoing it to like
but I bought a bag
instead of like
I bought a bag. I bought a bag today, so yeah. I've got some cheddar pop popcorn.
I like literally, here are my big ones, okay? My top 3 snacks that I cycle through almost on a monthly basis. Like, you could literally almost track it on a 3-month cycle. Okay? Naan and spinach dip, specifically the spinach dip.
Listen,
shush. When you're watching, it's not your turn to talk.
I want the talking stick.
We should make one.
Yeah.
Specifically the PC, the President's Choice, like Superstore brand of spinach dip. It is fire. Okay? And naan. Garlic naan. Okay? And yes, but not in bed. Like, I'm downstairs, I'm eating, I go and put it away, I have a drink of water, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I like read on the couch for a little bit longer.
You ate naan and spinach dip before you brushed your teeth and go to bed?
Before I brush my teeth? Yes.
That seems...
You brush your teeth after you eat, you absolute psychopath. You probably brush your fucking teeth and then drink orange juice, don't you? Jail.
No.
Jail. You're psychotic. We're learning so much about you.
You're lying. You're lying to them. No, I can't. That's too heavy. That's too much.
I don't eat the whole thing. Here's the issue. We both just had the light bulb where I'm like, I have half a piece of naan and 2 tablespoons of spinach dip. And I'm like, what a yummy snack. And Brooklyn's like, you ate an entire family-sized bin of spinach dip before bed? And I'm like, no. I had 2 tablespoons of spinach dip and some naan. What's wrong with you? Stop judging me.
I can't breathe. Oh
Good.
Oh my god, that's exactly what it is.
The issue.
That's
We're
exactly
having a
what it
communication
is.
error.
Because I eat the entire thing. Even if I get a bag of chips,
Of course
I'm just
it's too heavy.
and I'm like, it hurts my tongue. Well, maybe if you stopped at like a bowl instead of like the bag.
Oh
you know,
my
like
god.
I'm funneling it into my
Do you want to
face.
know what's the best advice that I've ever gotten for moderation? Because I struggle with moderation, especially when I'm watching TV. I know I do. Like if I'm not like being careful about the portion size that I take, I'll like.
If you don't eat an entire container of spinach dip before bed, I mean, do you? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. But like with chips and stuff, I have these big cups that hold a liter of water, and I will fill it up with whatever chips I'm eating that night, and then that's it. Like once I hit the bottom, I'm like, oh, my chips are gone.
But then how do you not just be like, that was really good?
Well, we watch TV downstairs, and the food is all upstairs. The amount of effort
upstairs,
oh,
and I'm just like,
that's
get my chips
no
when you're out there.
way, friend. When I go downstairs, okay, because I got like bad knees from playing hockey for so long. So when I go downstairs, I set up to be down there for a couple hours because going up and down the stairs hurts.
Yeah.
And so like I'll go down with my water, and I'll go down with like 1.5 liters of water, and I'll have my chips, and I'll have my phone and my charger and the monitor and everything, and I'm like set up. And if I run out of chips before I run out of water, I'm not going back upstairs. That's just the way it is.
Well, I know where I'm going wrong.
Yeah, you gotta like trick your brain into thinking that you're done your food.
Yeah.
So the spinach dip and the naan, air popped popcorn, and I can't remember what the other one was now. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Munchies though, like the bag of Munchie chips, constant in rotation.
You buy a bag to enjoy for yourself at home.
Yes.
That's to me that bag.
You mean
when you're going to a party, you're like, I'm gonna go to a birthday party.
I'm gonna bring a family-sized bag of Munchies, and I will eat that in a month.
I'm gonna bring a bag of Munchies. Okay, but if I had that in my home, it would be gone in like 3 days. Because if I had it in my home, I would be like,
you gotta try the cup method.
Okay, I'll try the cup method.
See if it works.
I will.
And then when you hit the bottom of your cup and you want more, say no thank you.
No thank you.
No thank you. None more of that. I don't need it.
No pour vous.
No.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's the issue.
I'm telling you.
All right.
Yeah.
I will try the cut method.
Yeah, you gotta try the cut method. I think that's where we're gonna cut this one off. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, in the comments, I want to see a detailed list of how we got from crocheting blankets and emotional attachments to TV shows to talking about eating chips out of cups.
And moderation.
We
need our 6...
I need a flowchart.
What is it? The 6
degrees of separation.
6 degrees of separation.
I need that for every single episode.
We need how many degrees of separation? This is...
No, how did we get there?
Yeah. How far did we veer off course here?
I don't know.
But we do the podcast through audio, and you can enjoy the podcast.
You can enjoy the video portion on YouTube.
Yeah, you
hit us up on YouTube on I Have Something to Talk About. We also have a TikTok account, and we're going to work on getting... We have an Instagram account. Yeah. We're working on getting a Twitter account, so there'll be all that good stuff. And, you know, if you ever have questions that you want to ask us, we're super interesting, obviously, so ask away.
We have a Gmail.
We do have a
something
Gmail.
Too with the number 2, talk about.
Send us your questions. Send us your hot takes about our terrible opinions.
Yeah.
We can debate those on the podcast. We're always looking for something else to talk about. And we're both feisty and fueled by rage. So if you don't agree with us, let us know.
Very opinionated, so...
Oh my gosh, too opinionated, so...
And if you want to enjoy this both places, I include the link for the... I include the link for the audio in the YouTube link, and I include the link for the video in the audio description. So
beautiful.
I mean, so you can find us everywhere.
You would just be oversaturated with our beautiful faces. So that's just for you. Yeah. All right. Peace.
Bye.